So most of our local customers have seen this space. This is where you pick up your transfers from. This is also where we record footage and film for you guys. Now what we have here is going to be our table where we do most of our heat pressing jobs. We do most of our demonstration here. We have another table on this side where we hold all our props and everything that we're using to make videos. Then we have a shelf again with all the tools and all the accessories that we use for these videos. Bunch of tripods, bunch of lighting. This is our table where we record video behind the computer. This wall is where we used to shoot most of our flat lays and photos from. We also have a newer system here. It's going to be the tri system where it holds 3 different rows, but we're going to be installing the single roll today. So this is the space that we're working with. Let's talk about this wall. So this wall here, it's going to be a cement wall, so it is thick, very difficult to drill through. And behind this gray curtain is our window with some bars. So there's not a lot that we can do here, and we could have removed it, tried to drywall it, tried to create a removable wall, but again, we wanted to create something that wasn't as permanent here. So we're going to be using the Neewer system and creating a pull down black wall so that we can record with a nice background. Now the first thing that we're going to work on is going to be our black backdrop. Now for this solution, we're going to be going with a Savage roll. They are known for good backdrops. We got a matte black backdrop. It is 9 foot by about 12 yards. So that is ideally going to be hanging right here. And we wanted it seamless against the wall. So instead of using the brackets that came with the Neewer system, what we're going to be using is going to be this industrial pipe bracket. I'll have a link below on the Amazon product here, and it's basically going to be screwed on here. So we're going to attach this bracket onto the wall, and this is going to be laid here so it's nice and flush, and you're not going to have these brackets that are sticking out. So this is our current existing setup. This is the tri system, and as you can see, it's protruding right here. So if we want this set up seamlessly against the wall, we're going to have to use the industrial pipe setup, and that's going to keep it nice and flush so that it's going to be a nice corner there. So this is going to be the first thing that we're going to be installing. It's the Neewer single roller backdrop holder. Now it comes with 2 of these to hold the rolls, but we're only going to be using one side because we're going to be using the industrial pipe to keep it nice and mounted on the wall. And so it's going to literally, we're getting rid of that, and we're going to be installing like that. Now it does come with some ceiling mounts. I didn't really like the way that this system is built, so we went ahead and upgraded and got some of these toggle bolts. These holds up to 120 pounds. So this is the bracket. This is going to be the roller system that we're using. We're only using one side. And then we're going to be using, again, this industrial pipe holder, and basically this is going to be mounted like this. So the first part we're going to do is we're going to mount this side so that we can get the height between the distance between the ceiling and the roller, and then we're going to level it out and then mark the wall. All right, this is the Savage roll. We're just going to go ahead and take this side of things, and the way this works is when you're tightening up just like a screw, it expands this part and it holds the roll together and it makes it nice and tight. So I'm going to stick it in here. I'm going to try to get it into the roll like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and do clockwise, and now it's nice and tight, and now this is nice and secure. So the next part is we're going to slip this on here, and this is how it's going to hold on the ceiling. And this is going to be actually on the other side, so we're going to flip this around, and we're going to be able to, we're going to mark the holes for this first, and then after that it's marked, then we're going to go ahead and mark the holes for the wall. It's flush against the wall. We're going to do 8 inches from the window ceiling or the window. So 8 inches right there to this bracket. That will give me this spot right here. Okay, so that's 8 inches. And I'm only gonna mark the side closest to me first. Okay. Now we're gonna drill that first hole. There you go, it'll fit into that hole. This is going to be the Neewer ceiling bracket. We're going to stick it on just one side first. This is going to be the ceiling mount, so it's just going to screw in like this. And I'm going to slip this into the wall, ceiling wall, expand. So we have the measurements from the wall to the pipe bracket, and we also measured the ceiling height to the pipe bracket. And you want to make sure that the roll is actually sitting right onto this tube before you actually make the markings there, so that is nice and even and leveled out. So we did use a leveling tool as well to make sure that everything is nice and again leveled. So let's go ahead and get the hole installed or drilled through. This is a concrete wall, as you've seen earlier. So we're going to be using a concrete bit, and we're going to go ahead and drill. So we got the holes made. These are the cement screws that we're going to be using. There you go. So now that we've gotten both sides measured up and the hole marked, I'm going to go ahead and turn this sideways so that it will leave room for me to drill the second hole. And there you have it, guys. This was an easy and simple install for a cheap solution to get a backdrop done. I wanted to show you guys exactly what we're working with here and how we came to the conclusion to do this setup. Let's go ahead and take a look. So originally we had this curtain here. It is very busy, a lot of lines that goes down here. We also have another curtain that light actually comes through. So we wanted to block this off. Behind here, we actually have a window with some security bars that were protruding a bit. So we were limited into what we could do with this space. And this easy solution that we found from the Neewer brand actually helps us accomplish this. We have this comboed with the Savage matte black backdrop, which works really nice and it creates a really nice background. What we also did here to make this work, since this was a direct angle to this next wall, we installed an industrial pipe thread mount. This allows the Savage roll to sit right on top of here and be completely flush with this wall. So this was a nice addition to what we originally wanted to do. So let's go ahead and take a look, and the moment that we've been waiting for was to actually get this backdrop dropped. What you're also seeing here is this chain is actually included with the roller system, but it was actually very long. So we wanted to go ahead and shorten that out so that it is not gonna be in the way when we're shooting videos. And so you can always just take out the links and you can make it work. So let's go and bring this down. All right, so one of the main things that I was also concerned about, and you were probably concerned about, is as you can see, it's rolled up this way. We were worried that this is actually going to be rolling up into the bottom and kind of affecting the way that the backdrop stands, but there is actually good enough weight that it actually holds down pretty straight. You're not going to actually see any turns and curves, so it's actually pretty good. And what we have here is we were using sandbags on this bookshelf in order to not have anything obstruct and hit this backdrop. We don't want it to crease. We want it to keep it in good shape, so we're using SANDBAG. So that is a good option for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit down into the position that I'm gonna be recording in moving forward when we are in this space. And this is how it looks like with the bookshelf and also the backdrop behind us. So it's pretty good. We really like the way it turned out so far, and we will start to beginning to shoot some videos here. And guys, if you guys have been watching along throughout this whole time, we want to thank you for following along with us while we showed you a different part of what we normally do in our tutorials. So again, guys, thank you so much for that. And if you guys have any questions, or you guys have this set up and you guys have any comments about it, let us know. We'll be able to answer that question below in the comments. And if you guys want to see the full video where we do the whole transformation here, make sure you guys check out that video. It's going to have a bunch of cool products that we're using in order to capture and create this space. And as always, guys, if you guys haven't already subscribed and liked this channel, make sure you guys do so. Show some support so we can continue to make some great content for you guys. My name is Phil. I'll catch you guys on that next video. I'm out.